And hi, everybody joining us. All right, welcome everyone. Oops, helps if I turn my camera on. Hello, everyone. We are doing the tarot astrology for all of the signs for the week of January 18th, 2023. What is coming in store for each of the signs this week? I'm going to take a look at the comments that we have on YouTube, and I will be using those to pick which ones we do first. We will hit all of them, so we will get started. And the first sign that we are going to be doing today is Taurus. All right, what is coming through right now for Taurus? Can I please get 3 cards? Got the first one out here hidden. Can I please get 2 more? Here's our second one. And where is our third card for today? Yeah, there it is. All right. Well, the first card coming up for Taurus today is the Hierophant in its reversal. This is the only one that is up, that is revealing itself right now. And this is going to feel like a bit of an unconventional approach occurring this week for the Taurus energy. This can also speak of something feeling broken or some convention breaking in your life right now, Taurus. And whatever this is necessarily potentially causing you to have to take some kind of unconventional approach as it relates to some circumstance or situation that you are currently dealing with right now. Now, we do see two other cards here that are hidden. So we're going to go ahead and reveal them to try to get some indications on what this unconventional approach is, or what some kind of convention or standard is breaking right now in the Taurus energy. The first one I see is whatever this is that is causing this fracturing point for you right now, Taurus, whatever is kind of breaking from the normal conventions that you are used to, it is really taking an impact on you this week, because the other card that we are seeing right now is the Chariot in its reversal. So not only is this is going to feel a little rough for the Taurus right now, because not only is something potentially breaking from what you would consider the prescribed path that it would normally go upon at this point, but because it's breaking from its normal standard approach in terms of this circumstance or situation, it's leaving you feeling at a complete and total loss with the unsureness of what to do and how to handle it. So a lot of this week is going to be a lot of kind of free thinking for you this week, Taurus. And I feel that I need to point out, these are both major arcana cards. So while this is feeling like it is a challenge that is being put in your path for a reason right now, particularly for the Taurus. Something about this is about getting you out of your comfort zone is what we're really seeing here, because something about this is speaking to something that you might not have really given so much consideration to, something that you just thought was kind of on autopilot. This has been the moment that, like, the universe is putting a screeching halt to it. And it can probably feel like a bit of a shocking moment, because when I say that it's kind of stopped things dead in its tracks, I really mean that it has effectively stopped things dead in its tracks. And this is the moment that you kind of need to recalibrate, break, and reassess, and figure out a new approach as to how to handle or tackle this situation that is breaking from the prescribed standards of what you would typically expect. Now, there is another card coming up here that is hidden, and that is the 10 of Wands. This situation or scenario, if you are aligning to this right now, Taurus, what it's really forcing you to do is it is forcing you to move. It is forcing, when I say that it is forcing you to get out of your comfort zone, I mean it is forcing you to get out of your comfort zone. And for many of you, this is actually going to require a lot of work. But I will also point out that this work is not necessarily this is not at all in vain. Because for me, this is saying that this is something that you have been working very hard on for quite some time. And we do see that whatever this circumstance or scenario is, it is reaching a point of completion. You are basically feeling that anxiety or that frustration as you are getting to the thing that you are trying to accomplish. However, it's almost like what I'm seeing here is at the very moment of where you think that you should get it, suddenly everything is kind of taken a real sideways turn. So if you're receiving this message right now, Taurus, I really want you to kind of buckle down to continue to push forward, because we do see here that what is really happening is, for the Taurus energy, there is a moment right now where it is a question of how determined you are to go after your goal. How determined are you to kind of reach that point of success that you are hoping for around whatever this circumstance is and scenario is. And I feel that even though things have gone a little bit sideways clearly as it relates to when you've gotten to the finish line, what this is really saying to me is this is kind of a challenge right now that is really happening right to you, that is forcing you, that it's really kind of the universe trying to say, how badly do you want this thing, Taurus? How badly are you able to go after it? Are you willing to get out of your comfort zone in order to accomplish this, in order to reach your goal? And a lot of you are going to have to spend this week kind of pausing in that work as you try to figure out the best way to move this forward, to take it to its final completion point. However, we do see here, and we love here, that with this 10 of Wands, your determination in this is going to make up for any of the curveballs that you're currently facing, that your drive on this is very determined, and we see you continuing to push forward, even in the midst of this difficulty that we see you coming up with this week. Thank you so much for the gifts. Thank you guys so much for the confirmations. I do want to give you bottom of the deck on this, so something to keep in mind as you go forward right now, Taurus. We see the King of Pentacles. So this is going to hit a little bit differently depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, Taurus, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. Now, for the feminine Taurus, this is going to feel like there is some circumstance with the masculine energy right now that you might not necessarily be receiving the support that you need, that you may even be seeking that support around a stable masculine energy, but this masculine energy just is not necessarily in line or in league with you right now. And this could be causing some of the curveball that you're experiencing as it relates to your plans moving forward. Now, for the masculine energy, this could be feeling that you're currently in a moment where you're not feeling your most stable and secure, particularly as it relates to your finances or your profession or your goals. So this is really saying that whatever you're trying to move forward this week, it is being kind of blocked by your own anxieties and your own abilities to feel stable around whatever this is that is causing. It's like this unconventionality is causing this moment of you not necessarily being able to feel at your most stable. So for me, saying this to the masculine Taurus right now, this is really saying, work on grounding yourself. Understand that you can basically handle anything that life throws at you at this point with your determination, and that you create that sense of stability within you, that lies within you. It's one of your advantage points as a Taurus. So this is something that you can achieve. For the feminine aligned Taurus, this is a moment that is also reaching out to you to remind yourself about your own ability to create security and stability. And this could be a moment where you're really kind of turning towards yourself right now and seeking that within yourself. But more specifically, because some of this curveball that you're being thrown right now could have something to do with this masculine energy that you don't necessarily feel is being as supportive or stable right now. Either way, Taurus, I see that your determination is going to get you through this moment right now. You have to keep pushing forward. You have to keep that. You have to keep it, because what this is really saying is you're very close to reaching that success point. This is just one bit more stumbling block that you have hit, and you're going to be able to get through it this week. Thank you so much to my Taurus for receiving this message. And if you are a Taurus who would like to get some insight on that, you can book a private reading on my website, graystrega.com. Link is in my bio. We are going to continue right now. Hello to everyone joining us. If you are joining us, we just got started. If you missed your sign, never fear. Everything will be up on my YouTube channel at the completion of this. Well, it's actually streaming live right now, so you'll be able to catch the whole thing there afterwards as well. So make sure to be following my YouTube channel. Hello to everybody following us on YouTube. We are going to continue right now. So far, we have done Taurus, and the next sign that we are going to be doing right now is, can I please, let me see those comments. Let me know which one we are doing next. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. What is the next sign we are doing? We are doing Leo next. You guys got it. All right. That's the one I'm seeing. All right, guys. So we've done Taurus so far. We're going to move straight on to Leo. The crowd is going to make the determinations here. So with that said, what is going on for the Leo energy as it relates to this week? Can I please get 3 cards for Leo? They are already popping up. We've got 2 cards here. I like these cards for Leo so far. Can I please see One more card for Leo right now. One more card, please. Oh, wow. Leo, I feel like this week is going to feel like this lifting of energy. If you are a Leo sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. Let me know that you're here. If you know a Leo sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live with them so they don't miss their reading. They're not going to want to miss this this reading, because for me, this is looking very nice as it relates to the Leo energy. What are we seeing coming through this week for Leo? We are seeing new energy coming through with our Page of Wands. This is new communication, new energy coming towards you, new ideas, new propositions, new passions, lots of new energy coming into the Leo field. And I feel that what this is really doing is this is clearing up any kind of blockage point that the Leo was experiencing up until this moment. Because guys, when I say we're seeing all wands this week, we are seeing all wands for our Leos. The next sign we are seeing right now around the Leo energy is Three of Wands. So what is basically happening right now for the Leo energy is, with all of these new opportunities, with these new projects, with these new plans, with these new communications, some of those blockages that we were seeing with the Leo energy are being completely cleared out right now. And we are seeing Leos being able to look forward into the future with this Three of Wands energy. So this is going to be a week where Leos are really kind of casting their sight into the future, into future plans, in where they're hoping their goals will be for 2023, which we love for our Leos. And a lot of that is because they're getting the support from this energy that is now coming into their life. And what this is really doing for the Leo energy is, and we saw a lot of those conflict points happening prior to this moment for the Leos. There were those stumbling moments as it relates to this. I feel like the retrograde was really hitting the sun signs pretty hard, or the fire signs pretty hard right now. But we're seeing that I feel like coming out of this retrograde, Leo is just flying, because the next thing I see, the next wand card I see for Leos right now is Five of Wands in its reversal. And we love to see this card clearing up and being in a reverse position. This is what I mean when I say that we do not hate some of the reversals, because what this is allowing is, this is allowing a lot of the internal conflict that Leo has potentially been experiencing up until this moment to get cleared away. That this week is really going to be a clearing of some conflicts, a clearing of some indecisions. Leo is now casting their eyes forward into their future, into what is awaiting them, and with a lot of new energy and new projects and plans to bolster them as they go forward from this point. This is a great spread for Leo this week. I am very happy with it. Bottom of the deck, as it relates to Leos right now, we are seeing, what is this? What is this, Leos? Why is this bottom of the deck? So there is something here that is still kind of holding Leo in a point of anxiety and frustration. And this is around success or victory. So even while Leos right now are potentially moving forward in this new direction, there is something that is weighing around Leos, around something about whether they are succeeding or not. Not necessarily in this energy, but potentially around something else in their life right now. That there is something really important right now, that Leo is waiting for a win in some area of their lives right now. And I feel like even while they're casting their eyes forward to this point, there is still something that they feel that they are in a stalemate over. And you're still kind of holding out to see if this is something that you're going to have some achievement or victory around right now. Very interesting. And I think that this is a clearing up of some of the blockages that we saw during the retrograde, that even while, and also some of this conflict energy that we see that you are really allowing to depart. So there is something here where Leos are leaving or departing some situation where they don't really feel that they had a win, but you're not letting that really hold you back in any way, shape, or form, because you're using this moment, regardless of how you feel about something, that you still feel is kind of hanging in the balance, as this calibration point, as this point to launch you forward, even while you're still waiting for a win in some other area as it relates to your life going forward right now. This is a very curious card to see bottom of the deck for Leos, but given some of the confirmations I'm seeing in the comments, I feel like this is also making a lot of sense on why Leos are moving forward right now into new directions. There's a win that they're still hoping on. There's something that you are kind of holding your breath on, but you're not letting that stop you as you go forward into these new possibilities and plans. That is our reading for Leo. And if you are a Leo who wants some direction as it relates to that bottom of the deck, you can book a private reading with me on my website, graystrega.com. You can find the link to that on my bio. My private readings are done over Zoom with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. We are going to continue right now. Hello, if you're joining us, just a reminder, if we have already done your sign, never fear, because I am streaming this live on YouTube and you can find it there at the completion of this live, or it's actually streaming there now. So you'll be able to find it there once we're finished. All right, we are going to continue right now. So far, I'm going to look in the comments to find the next one that we're doing. Hello to everyone joining us on YouTube. Hello to everybody here on TikTok. We are going to continue. So far, we have done Taurus and Leo, and the next sign we are doing is Libra. If you are a Libra, sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. If you know a Libra, sun, moon, or rising, now might be a great time to share the live with them so they don't miss their reading. What is coming through right now for our Libra? We've actually got 4 cards coming through for Libras right now. This week is going to feel a little difficult for these Libras, and let's get to it as to explain to why. I'm seeing here that one of the issues or circumstances that Libras are experiencing right now is some difficulty around the energies, the outside energies in their life. We're seeing this because the first card coming up right now around the Libra energy is the King of Wands in its reversal. So Libras, this is really translating to you right now as feeling that there may, and it's going to hit a little different as depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that these are not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. Now, for masculine Libras right now, this is going to just feel like there is some confusion or inability to look forward as it relates to your plans and projects moving forward. There is some kind of blind spot here that you yourself might be feeling evident of. And it's this blind spot that's kind of preventing you and being able to sufficiently make plans. Now, if you are a Libra feminine right now, what this is really going to be feeling like is that there is some masculine energy right now that you are not in communication with, or the communication is feeling very blocked around. And this is what is causing some of your anxieties as it relates to the energy around you. Just not being able to fully connect with this energy is causing the blockage, because as someone who wants to communicate, this is not giving you the communication that you desire. But I also see here that Libra, more than anything, it's this moment that you are really insisting on a higher degree of seriousness as it relates to the energies coming forward to you right now. The Page of Cups is reversed, is really saying that you're in a place right now where you're just not in the mood for games. You are just not in the mood for confusion. And again, for feminine Libras, this is really going to feel interpreting as not wanting to really spend any time dealing with energy that you feel is playing games. So this could be feeling a lot like a rejection potentially of this energy as you're going forward. For masculines right now, this is a moment where you're just feeling that you're trying to really get serious as it relates to your plans, as it relates to your decisions moving forward. You're not in a mood to play games. You're not in the mood to have a good time. It's kind of taken all of the fun out of things for you as you're trying to figure out how to move forward from this point. And I do see here that this is acting as a bit of a blockage right now, because whatever circumstance or scenario that the Libra energy is feeling right now, this is something that is very hard for them to move forward on, because what it's really doing is, while the masculine Libras are not able to really figure out how to communicate or come up with a plan from this point, there is really some circumstance or scenario that neither energy wants to move away from. So for Libras, there is this feeling of being stuck or being trapped in something, of not necessarily knowing how to move past something or move away from a situation that may be causing you some pain or anxiety. And I feel like the masculine Libra energy right now is really trying to figure out a plan or some sort of communication to help them move forward through this point, while the feminine is really trying to, get more serious, not necessarily allow kind of the more flimsy energies around them, because even while they're feeling stuck because of this communication block. Now, more than anything right now, there is a deep desire around the Libra energy to kind of make this difficult situation come to an end, particularly with the Nine of Swords in its reversal. This is something that the Libras are feeling very, very stuck on, uncertain of how to move forward, but more than anything, really trying to spend this week trying to come up with a plan to move forward from it, because more than anything, there is a desire to kind of allow this nightmare circumstance or this blockage area to get freed up, understanding that there is something that is causing a lot of pain in this blockage. And for the masculine Libras, it's really going to be trying to come up with a plan to move forward, potentially around communication, as this is the card of communication, even though you're feeling stuck in this moment. And for the feminine Libras, what we're really seeing here is potentially trying to allow in energies that are going to be more serious, that aren't going to play games with you in this capacity, because you may be feeling like this masculine energy is potentially playing games in some way. And this is what's causing this blockage, and hoping that this kind of nightmare scenario can end by reintroducing better energy. Now, bottom of the deck for Libras as you go forward from this point is, you guys see me shuffle this deck. Here it is again, Ace of Swords, but this time it is in its reversal. What we're really seeing here for the Libra energies is a desire, a need, and a desire to surrender. That there is some inability here for the Libra energy to surrender to what they are feeling. For the masculine Libras, this is the surrender to the communication that they may feel blocked or unable to be able to come forward with, or creating this plan, doing something that they may be feeling very resistant to doing, that they're feeling called to do, to follow that higher intuition. But for the Libra feminine, this could be surrendering to the circumstances that you find yourself in as it relates to this energy that is blocked or is non-communicative to you as you move forward into this new energy that is approaching you. Either way, there is a need for the Libras to really allow themselves this surrender, to allow themselves this moment to accept where they find themselves, what they are feeling, so that they can take the steps necessary to move into a place of greater comfort, and to basically allow this, what's feeling like a real blockage, to come to an end, so that they can kind of end a lot of this anxiety and grief that they're feeling over this circumstance or situation. Thank you so much to the Libras. And if you are a Libra and would like a private reading, you can book one on my website, gracestagerstrega.com. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading, you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure to hit both buttons if you'd like to have that reading. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you go to pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. We are going to continue right now. I'm going to name off the signs that we've done so far. If I've already done your sign, never fear, because all of them will be up on my YouTube channel when we complete this reading. So far, guys, we have done, if you want to have your next sign read, please put it in the comments. So far, guys, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, and the next sign we are going to do is, just waiting for it, we are doing Sagittarius. If you are a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. If you know a Sagittarius sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share this live so they don't miss their reading. All right, what do we see coming through for our Sagittarius this week? Can I please get 3 cards to clarify? Can I get 3 cards about where we see? That is way more than 3, but we're going to read them because that's what we got. Sagittarius, you've actually got 5 cards coming up this week. I don't hate it. It's okay. It's going to feel a little interesting, but we're going to go through it. So what we're seeing for Sagittarius coming up this week, the first thing we are seeing is Hierophant energy. So where we're seeing here is Sagittarius, this is speaking to me as a return to convention. This is maybe a moment right now where you are turning back to something to be more conventional and more standard, which is very unique for the Sagittarius energy. But given the fact of some of the energy I see here, I see why you may be kind of returning to something that feels safe, that feels comfortable. This is also creating new bonds and contracts that are going to be more secure for you moving forward. I'm saying that because I see this rushing towards convention right now for the Sagittarius energy, due to the fact that there's some situations in the Sagittarius zone that I feel is not necessarily, hasn't gone the way that you've hoped. And this is what's allowing you, though, to really carve a path forward. I'm seeing that because there is something going on right now as it relates to the Sagittarius's desired outcomes around some circumstance or situation. this is going to feel a little bit like a rough week for Sagittarius, because there was some future plan or outcome that I see potentially isn't necessarily going the way that you hoped. And unfortunately, we're also seeing the Lovers in its reversal around this. So for me, this is really saying that there is some kind of partnership issue in the Sagittarius's life that they have a lot of their thoughts on right now that does not necessarily go the way that they plan. Bearing in mind that this might not necessarily be around a love relationship. This could also be a partnership in business or work, something that was going to be a deep partnership in the Sagittarians' lives. And this is the moment that you're kind of accepting that this is not necessarily coming to pass the way that you hoped. And as a result, you're kind of back to a place where you're returning to your comfort zone. You're going towards the things that are comfortable. You're going towards the things that are conventional, the things that you can find the security in as you kind of recover from this. And when I say recover, I really mean recover, because what we're also seeing here is 9 of Wands. So Sagittarius energy right now, whatever this is that has got them feeling so disappointed around this hoped plan or partnership, there is a lot of wounding. There is a lot of healing that the Sagittarius is doing. But I will also point out that the Sagittarians, while there is a bit of a retreat happening, this is really going to express itself right now more with the Sagittarius returning to some things that are more solid, that are more conventional, that they know that they can fall back on, even as they are kind of healing from this hurt or from this injury that you are experiencing in this zone. Now, a lot of this is going to translate right now with the Sagittarius energy as I need to stress this, Sagittarians, you're feeling a little defeated this week is what I'm really seeing. And when I say this, I want to stress we're seeing this particularly with this 7 of Wands in its reversal. And this is really feeling like, in a way, this is a recovery point from feeling like there is some struggle or battle that you feel like you've been losing or you have not been coming up on top on. And I feel like this is the moment of really giving this moment this week. The message I'm seeing right now for the Sagittarians is this week is really a week to recover. Give yourself as much time as you need, Sagittarians, because I really feel that whatever this is, this loss or this experience that you're feeling of whatever this is that you are kind of reaching this point of, or accepting that this is not necessarily coming out the way that you hope, it's leaving you feeling very hurt and injured. And what I want to point out here with the Sagittarians is this is a momentary setback. And what we don't want to happen is what I do see potentially happening right now around this Sagittarius energy is there is this feeling of wanting to give up, of kind of wanting to kind of surrender. And what we want to avoid right now is this is a surrender against something that you really feel is the right move. So for any of the Sagittarians that are experiencing this right now, this could feel like a week of retreating. This could feel like a week where you kind of feel like you want to rush with your tail between your legs back into some safe zone, back into some safe harbor. But we want you to really consider that, because what we want to prevent happening is while it's okay to move back into comfort zones because that is something that you desire to do, what we are seeing potentially happening with the Sagittarian energy right now, which is the moment that we want to protect against, is that you're not necessarily doing that because you feel like you've lost your high ground and that you're not able to stand up for the things that you want to stand up for. Give yourself the space you need this week, Sagittarians, to really allow this healing moment to come through. Because what we do see is you are trying to return to your safe space, but you're also doing that because you're recovering from a setback. So what we really want to prevent, and this is why so many cards are coming out for the Sagittarians right now, is we don't want this to be a moment of retreat just because of this momentary setback that you're feeling. But give this week this moment to turn back to the things that give you comfort. Give yourself this space to rest and recover so that you can come out of this week feeling stronger, feeling ready to fight for those things that you truly feel like you need to fight for. Bottom of the deck right now for the Sagittarian energy is this is the struggling point for the Sagittarius energy right now, particularly that we're seeing with this 7 of Swords in its reversal. So for a lot of the Sagittarian energy right now, what we're really seeing is there is some issue or scenario from your past that you want to return to, that you have a desire to return to, but it is really just causing too much pain or too much pain for you to return to. And this is the moment where I feel like you're finally giving yourself the space to move away from it. But the reason you're feeling like this right now is it hurts so much, even as you're moving away from something that is causing you pain, to accept that you need to move away from it, because it's one of those situations where you feel stuck. You don't want to go back to it because it's hurt, but you also don't want to leave it. So you're caught in a moment of limbo right now, Sagittarian. So I'm really saying this is a very rough reading for the Sagittarians this week. Give yourself this space to heal. Remember that this is a momentary feeling along a much bigger fight. Give yourself the moment to rest, to recover. And yes, turn to those places of comfort. Turn to those places of conventionality if you need to right now, if that's going to give you support. But remember that you will kind of move through this to fight on another day, and not to let go of the things that you think are truly valuable as you experience this very rough week as we come out of the retrograde for the Sagittarians. Thank you so much, Sagittarius. That is your reading. And if you are joining us, thank you so much for being here. We are doing all of the signs. And if you would like a private reading, Sagittarians, to get into more depth about what we're seeing there, which is clearly showing a very rough week for the Sagittarius, just a reminder that you can book a private reading on my website, graystrega.com, and we can get through all of it. We are going to continue right now. I'm going to read the signs that we've done so far. If I've already done your sign, never fear, because they will all be up on my YouTube channel at the completion of this live. Just a reminder, go ahead, put those signs in the comments, and I will hit the next sign that I see. Thank you guys so much for the likes, the shares, and the follows. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, and the next sign we are doing right now is Cancer. If you are a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, tap that screen. If you know a Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising, now would be a great time to share the live so they don't miss their reading. What do we have coming through for our Cancers this week? Can I please get 3 cards to clarify? All right, we've got 3 cards coming through. Well, we've got 2 cards right now for Cancer. Can I please get 1 more card? 1 more card for Cancer, please. Thank you so much. All right, 3 cards we have for Cancer. They are all hidden. The first thing we are seeing coming through for Cancer this week, we can't get rid of this card this week, folks. We can't get rid of this card. Can't get rid of this card. We're going to show it. Here's that King of Wands again. King of Wands in its reversal again. So what we are seeing, this is going to hit a little different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy. For feminine energy, Cancer energy, this is a masculine manifestation that is around you right now that is potentially not communicative, and you are feeling a lot of the effects around this lack of communication. This is feeling like a bit of a struggling point this week as you try to address this energy. Now, for Cancer masculine, this is going to feel like a week that you are just not necessarily communicative. You are not necessarily feeling like you have a plan. Very much in line with a lot of what the Libra masculines are feeling, as this was the same card that came up for them as well. So as you're coming out of the retrograde, I feel like you're getting kind of this like retro shade kind of like hangover where you're still trying to come up with your communication. You're still trying to come up with your plan moving forward. The next card we are seeing here is, this is leading you right now to an energy where the reason that there is not communication here, both for masculine and feminine Cancer, is because you are waiting for something. You are waiting for someone to bring something to you. For the feminine energy, this is going to feel very frustrating, particularly because you are waiting for some emotional gesture to come towards you right now. And this is leading you in a place where you are just not feeling very forgiving. You are not feeling very open. And a lot of this energy right now for the feminine Cancers could be directed towards a masculine manifestation that you feel is not coming towards you in this emotional way. And this lack of communication is what's really causing you to basically withdraw a lot of your emotionality from whatever this is. This is really kind of causing you to kind of clam up, if you will, or crab up, or not necessarily to pull back your own emotional power from this energy. Now, if you are a masculine Cancer right now, this is saying to me that you are feeling like someone is not coming towards you with an emotional gesture that you need, with some sort of apology, with some sort of emotional outpouring. And this is what is causing you not to communicate or not to even make plans as you wait for this gesture to come forward to you. Now, what we're also seeing right now with the Cancer energy is this is going to feel very frustrating for both feminine and masculine Cancers right now, because what we're really seeing is with the world and its reversal, a lot of things are going to feel very ungrounded this week as it relates to this, because you're both energies are waiting for this emotional outpouring to occur. And this is a big reminder right now to Cancers, if you are experiencing this, to really work on your own grounding, to remember that you don't necessarily need to wait for other people to give you these things in order to feel grounded, but this grounding is something that you can create within yourself right now, that this is something that you can truly build for yourself without necessarily turning to other parties. And I feel that a lot of this week is going to be around the Cancers trying to reorient themselves due to the fact that they're both waiting on outside energies and understanding that they need to kind of find that balance point regardless of whether that energy comes towards them or not. For masculine Cancers right now, this is going to feel a lot like a realignment point and a readjustment point. Going quiet, turning inwards to try to build this clarity, to try to build this plan for yourself in light of this offer or this kind gesture not coming through, or this empathy that you're hoping for not being achieved. For feminines, this is basically coming through to a point where you're not necessarily feeling that you're getting that receptive energy from a masculine, but rather, and that this is the moment that you are kind of pulling back your own emotional connection from it as you try to reorient it from this moment. Now, bottom of the deck right now, thank you so much for the confirmation, Cancers. This is going to feel a little rough. I'm going to admit this is going to feel a little rough, especially because bottom of the deck right now for the Cancers is Five of Swords in its reversal. The hardest part right now, and I think one of the reasons the Cancers are having such a difficulty around this, is because it's a feeling of something being unfinished or unsaid. Both the masculine and feminine energies are clearly waiting for something from another person. And it's because of this that's causing this moment of a grounded, because it's not even allowing for you to have this resolution point. Instead, you're kind of holding your space, waiting for this to come in, trying to build that security for yourself, but also feeling like there is something deeply unresolved as it relates to this energy. And this is what's causing that issue for you right now. Just remember, you can create this sense of resolution for yourself. You can create this moment of grounding for yourself. The real goal right now for the Cancers is trying to build this moment of grounding, to really orient yourself in this moment, not to allow yourself to be shaken, even as you wait for this other energy to kind of present itself, with the understanding that that energy might not never ever come forward in the way that you desire, and allowing yourself to find a moment of peace even as you experience this setback. That is the reading for our Cancers. And if you are a Cancer who needs some clarity as it relates to how to move forward, please feel free to book a private reading with me on my site, graystrega.com. Those readings are done over Zoom with an option of a recording sent to you. Guys, we are going to continue right now as it relates to the readings. If you're just joining us, we are doing the tarot astrology for all of the signs. We have done so. I'm going to name the ones that we've done so far. If we've already done your sign, never fear. We are going to make sure to hit all of them tonight, and they will all be up on my YouTube channel, so you can catch them there if we've already done your sign. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, and the next sign we are going to do is Aries. Where are my Aries? I am an Aries rising. If you are an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. If you know an Aries, sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live with them so they don't miss their reading. What do we have coming through right now for our Aries? Can I please get 3 cards to clarify? What do we see coming forward for Aries right now? Can I please get it? We've got 1 card here. Can I please get 2 more cards? We've got 2 cards coming here for Aries. Can I please get 1 more card for our Aries? We've got our 3 cards all hidden. The first thing we are seeing around the Aries energy right now is Aries. What's going on, Aries? What's got you so hurt? What's got you so hurt? Aries are feeling very wounded this week. We're seeing it here with the Nine of Wands. So for Aries right now, this is going to feel like a week of rest or relaxation, of trying to nurse some wounds, trying to deal with some hurt that is being experienced. And this is leading the Aries to kind of isolate to a certain extent, not really feeling like going out, not really feeling like knowing what to do, really concentrating on what has you so wounded. Let's get some clarity on what has got the Aries feeling so wounded right now. Who hurt you? Who hurt our fire signs? Whatever it is, it's something that made you feel extremely vulnerable. There's some circumstance or situation right now around you, Aries, whatever you've been putting up with or whatever. And I feel like this is something that you've been bearing for a bit of time right now, given the fact that there's a lot of wands here. So you are kind of closing yourself off to a certain extent. You might not necessarily be communicating with certain parties right now. And the reason you're not communicating, the reason that you have kind of cloistered yourself off and you are nursing your wounds is there is some circumstance or scenario that has our Aries running for the hills. You are feeling incredibly vulnerable. You are feeling incredibly wounded about whatever this is. That who hurt them? Who hurt the Aries this week? Because whatever it is, it cut them deep. It is something that is causing them to feel very vulnerable. But I also want to point out this week, Aries, that this is a moment of deep understanding and knowledge that is coming to you. Because what the Aries are really learning right now is that there is strength in many different facets. And sometimes there's strength in doing the brave thing. Sometimes there's strength in feeling profoundly vulnerable and finding a way to push through, even in that point of vulnerability. And what we're really seeing right now is for the Aries that this is a moment that your real sense of strength is being challenged because there is some circumstance or scenario that has you feeling deeply wounded. And it is making you pull a new sense of strength from yourself, even in the moment of vulnerability, of being able to move and find that activation point as you are feeling so vulnerable. That is where you're going to find your true strength, Aries. I know it doesn't feel like that right now. I know it doesn't feel like that as you're experiencing this, but what we're really seeing right now is that this is a moment that you are going to have to channel and reach very deeply within yourself in order to basically find the strength to persevere and to push forward. Giving yourself this moment right now to heal, but allowing yourself to really tap into that deeper sense of strength. And what we're also seeing here right now is what has got the Aries in this point right now. It's going to feel a little different depending on whether you align to masculine or feminine energy right now, Aries. Now, for the masculine energy, what has you feeling so wounded? What has you feeling so vulnerable? It is a feminine energy around you. And there's something around this energy that it has something to do with whatever this feminine energy said or did has got the masculine Aries feeling extremely wounded right now. And they're looking at this feminine energy from being in a place of communication, being in a place of power, but also there might be some intimidation around this energy right now, Aries, because while your attention is drawn to this energy, I do feel like there is something that has got you feeling very intimidated to reach out to it. Now, this is teaching you how to kind of tap into your own vulnerability because this is saying to me that there is this representation of feminine energy right now that is very communicative, and you may be feeling some intimidation as it relates to this. But this is a point of growth for you because I also see that I feel like you are looking towards this manifestation of feminine in a new way. And it is your desire to come towards this feminine that is kind of making you get to this point of tapping into your own vulnerability. For feminine Aries right now, what we are finding is something has you deeply wounded and hurt, but you are reaching in and you are kind of being able to tap into this vulnerability more right now. And what you're actually discovering is your own authenticity in this moment of wounding and vulnerability, that whatever it is that you are finding in yourself right now, it is making you come into a higher sense of power. It is leading you to kind of build yourself up stronger, even as you are finding this weak point. So this is going to feel like a very different week depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now as an Aries. The masculine Aries, this is going to feel very difficult as you try to like really have a lot of your focal point on a manifestation of feminine that you may be feeling wounded and that you want to reach out to. For feminine Aries, this may be a moment where you're feeling very low, but you are finding your strength in that moment of lowness. So, a lot of different things here. For the feminine, this is really kind of a moment of allowing yourself to fall into your own vulnerability to find your power. Whereas for the masculine Aries, this is a moment of really being able to channel, I think, into your deeper feminine side and allowing yourself to kind of experience the vulnerability of this moment to allow yourself to come forward to feminine in a more authentic, open way. Bottom of the deck for fat masculine and feminine Aries right now. It's going to hit a little different. It's going to hit a little different depending on whether you align to masculine or feminine energy. For masculine Aries right now, this is going to be the fact that you are have to channel your strength even in a moment of vulnerability, that you are trying to find that part of you, that center of you that can be strong in this moment, even though you are not feeling strong. And for feminine right now, this is really going to be potentially the fact that whatever this situation or circumstance is, it was also triggered potentially by some representation of masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel aligned to, that you feel has kind of put a block up or has necessarily kind of stopped you in some way. And that something about the barrier that this energy created caused some of this wounding, but not allowing this wounding to kind of get you low. But it is still something that you are deeply thinking about, even as you come into your point of power. So this is the moment that we see that alignment happening with the Aries around whatever the masculine or feminine energy is and what it is really causing you to channel. With the feminines, we see you coming into your state of power, though you're carrying the hurt around this energy that kind of blocked you in some way. Whereas for the masculine energy, we are seeing you trying to come back into your state of power after a feminine manifestation maybe showed you how powerful they are and it kind of wounded you or hurt you in some capacity. So there is a mirroring happening both with the masculine, feminine, Aries energy, just hitting in very different ways. That is the reading for Aries right now. And if you are an Aries who would like some clarification on how to move forward from this point, you can book a private reading with me on my website, graystrega.com. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading, it is a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading in order for us to have the reading. There are two different buttons. Make sure you hit both. And also that those readings are done over Zoom with an option of a video recording sent to you. And if you're a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you go to pay. We are going to continue right now as we go through all of the signs. Please keep in mind, if I've already done your sign, never fear, because we will be having all of them on my YouTube channel. They will all be available there. So please make sure to be subscribed to my YouTube. I'm going to name off the signs that we've done so far. If I haven't done your sign, feel free to put it in the comments. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, and the next sign we are doing is Virgo. If you are a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. Let me know that you're here. If you know a Virgo, sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live with them so they don't miss their reading. What do we have coming through for our Virgos this week? Can I please get 3 cards to clarify? I've got 1 here. Can I please get 2 more? Thank you so much. All right, what do we have coming through for our Virgos right now? The first thing that we have coming through right now is the Empress in its reversal. This is going to hit a little bit differently depending on whether you're aligned to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. If you are a feminine Virgo right now, this is going to feel like a very vulnerable week for you, because there is something right now that you are not necessarily feeling at your most loved, your most appreciated. And this is something that I feel you're going to be putting a lot of attention to right now, about trying to generate this love for yourself within you and trying to come out of this void space as it feels being loved or seen or appreciated right now. Now, if you are a masculine Virgo, This could be feeling like you are having a disconnection point with some feminine or the object of your desire. And it is this moment right now of feeling this disconnection point that is very much weighing on your mind. For both energies, this is leading to you reconsidering some paths or some plans that you have as it sets forth this week. For feminine, this is creating a reconsider emotion moment. There may be something that you had decided upon, some course of action, some plan. And this is the moment that you are reconsidering it, because whatever path that you find yourself on, it is this moment of trying to kind of rebuild this sense of appreciation and love of the self that is making you reconsider something that you may have determined or decided upon in the past. This is also a moment, though, of healing, because one of the things I like to point out with the judgment in its reversal is, though you are in a reconsideration point right now, this is also creating a deeper sense of strength for you as you move forward, allowing yourself this state of grace to change your plans, to change your alignment, because you're coming into deeper alignment with yourself and putting yourself first and allowing this self-love that you want to create to become the forefront of your decisions moving forward. Now, for masculine energy for Virgos, what we're seeing right now is this is a moment where you may be recalibrating your plans because you want to get in better alignment with this feminine energy that you may feel disconnected from. And so this is making you reconsider some of the plans that you set forth in order to get in deeper connection with this energy again. All of this right now is leading to a moment of renewed vitality. And I'm seeing this particularly as it relates to the Knight of Wands coming through. And the Knight of Wands is what we're seeing here. And what this is really saying is everyone right now, masculine and feminine energy, are moving towards those points of inspiration, those points of communication, those points of insight right now. Feminine is recalibrating in order to allow themselves into a place of moving towards your own inspiration, of moving towards your own desires. And some of this might even be for Virgos, allowing this new energy to come in. This is a moment where, particularly when we see this Knight of Wands energy, this can speak a lot about new passions, new opportunities, and feminine both kind of spending this time right now, recalibrating their own connection to themselves, readjusting their plans, and allowing this new energy to come forward as they recalibrate their plans, that is allowing them to kind of build back this love for themselves as they welcome in this new energy. Now, for masculine, what this is really doing is you are readjusting your plans or realigning right now so that you can kind of carry that passion and that creativity and that desire that you feel in better alignment with your feminine energy, as is being indicated by this Empress in its reversal. So masculine and feminine energies are both having a moment of recalibration for Virgos right now. Though for the masculine, it's going to feel a lot more as an action point moving towards a desire. Whereas for feminine, it's going to be really recalibrating within the self right now and coming in deeper attunement with the things that are most aligned towards you and what makes you feel loved and seen and appreciated. Bottom of the deck right now for masculine and feminine Virgos is this is full energy into reversal. There is some anxiety about the plan moving forward right now as it relates to how to move forward right now, Virgos. Now, for both energies, there is a reminder right now to really tell you that I know you have some anxieties as it relates to what are the next steps. But what this really says to me is that you are not going to take missteps here, because both sides of the Virgo energy right now, they are learning from the lessons of the past. That is where this judgment in its reversal is coming from. This judgment in reversal is really saying that you have learned lessons and you are adjusting your path according to the things that you've learned. And what this really says is, while you may feel anxiety about the steps that you're taking right now, trust in the fact, Virgos, that you know that the steps that you're taking are ones that you're taking from those lessons in the past, and that experience is really going to allow you to be propelled into your desired outcomes, into the path that is set before you, with the confidence that you are in a new protected path as you go forward from this point, because you're learning from your lessons, and that's what's allowing you to make the choices that you are making right now. Thank you so much to my Virgos who are here. And if you are a Virgo who would like some clarity on that path, you can book a private reading with me on my website, gracestrega.com. Please keep in mind, if you book a private reading, it's a two-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure to do both if you'd like to have a reading with me. Those readings are done over Zoom with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you go to pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. We are going to continue right now. If you're joining us, hello. We are doing all of the signs for tonight of the tarot, of astrology. I'm going to name the ones that we've done so far. If I've already done your sign, never fear, because they will all be available on my YouTube channel at the conclusion of this live. Please, you can find us the link to my YouTube from the link in my bio. Hello to everyone joining us on YouTube. Hello to everyone joining us on TikTok. I'm going to name the signs that we have done so far. Now's the time to put your sign in the comments. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, Virgo. The next sign we are doing is Scorpio. If you are a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. Let me know that you're here. If you know a Scorpio, sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live for them so they don't miss the reading. And your cards, Scorpio, are coming out very quickly. And this is a very interesting week for the Scorpio energy so far. What I am seeing right now is for Scorpio energy, this is a week of healing. We are seeing that with the Devil card in its reversal. And what this is really doing right now, Scorpios, is this is a recalibration point. Something that is occurring this week is really making you take a look at some of the codependent or potentially coping mechanisms that are not necessarily keeping you on your highest spiritual path. And I will point out that though this work can often feel very difficult, Scorpios, this is something that is aligned to your healing process right now. That something is coming up as it relates to these coping mechanisms that is allowing you to truly heal from them. Because whatever this is, there is something deeply associated right now as it relates to healing either bad modalities of thoughts, either bad habits, either toxic connections, or relationships that are keeping you in kind of a deficit or in a moment of low vibration or not necessarily getting you onto your spiritual path. That is really starting to cost you too much as it relates to your practical world. We're seeing this coming through right now with the Ace of Pentacles in its reversal. And this is a moment that whatever this is, you're kind of understanding the full impact of what these behaviors are causing or what these relationships are costing you and how much you are kind of divesting of yourself in the tangible space. This is what is allowing you to have this recalibration point, to really reassess and look at these behaviors and ask yourself, is it worth the price? Is it worth the price is really the message that is coming through right now as it relates to these things. But I will also point out, it is something about taking this assessment, taking this moment this week to really look at these and ask yourself, how much is it actually practically costing you to have these kind of coping mechanisms in your life, or to have these vices, or to have these relationships? This moment is the one where you're really asking yourself, is it worth it? And the answer for many of you this week is going to be no, it is costing too much. And that is what is allowing you to trigger into this healing process, because there is something really important coming through right now around this scorpionic energy that is saying to me that what we're seeing right here is understanding, having this moment of epiphany this week on just seeing the practical risks or the practical cost of these things in your tangible life right now. It's wanting that kind of nightmare scenario to end, in wanting to make sure that it is not going to cost so much or not take such a toll on your life right now, that is pushing you into your healing process. Because there is something about this energy that is really saying that it's almost like a dam kind of breaking, that it's really reached some kind of breaking point for you as it relates to something in your life right now, Scorpio. And you're really just saying it is no longer worth the price. That whatever this is that is causing this moment of reassessment, you've decided that the price is too high, that it is potentially causing too much of a nightmare or friction point in your life. And this is the moment that you are now allowing this healing to be triggered around it, particularly because you've just decided that it is not necessarily benefiting you in the tangible space to continue to carry these coping mechanisms with you. So while this could feel like a very challenging week for you, this Scorpio, what this is really saying to me is this is a week of really coming to terms with just how much you can heal and just how far you're able to go with your healing, because that desire to really push things forward as it relates to your material reality. Bottom of the deck right now on this really, really, really powerful Scorpio read is Queen of Cups. This is going to hit a little bit differently depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. Now, if you align to feminine energy, whatever this is because you are getting closer to your emotional center. That something about this circumstance or scenario has really been affecting you emotionally. And what you're really doing right now is you are allowing your emotionality to take over. You're allowing that emotionality or that overflow of emotionality to really kind of manage how you're going through this healing process. Because whatever this has happened, this is you trying to get back in alignment with your emotions, because this is starting to take too much of an emotional toll on you. That your experience of how this is affecting your practical world is just one where you are choosing your emotions over whatever this connection is to, whatever this coping mechanism is, be it a habit, a mode of thought, or a circumstance, or a person. And this is really getting you in touch with your emotional center, even as I feel like it kind of is tearing it apart at the same time. For masculine, this is the moment where there may be something about this emotionality. There may be something about this coping mechanism. There may be something about whatever this is that you are trying to heal that you are realizing has created some kind of void or deficit, or is putting your connection to feminine at risk. And that is why you are now taking this healing process so seriously, because you realize the true impact that it might have on your connection to feminine. And you are kind of choosing to preserve that connection to the feminine over whatever this more toxic connection is that is potentially taking a real practical impact on your life and your world. That is the reading for Scorpios right now. And again, that seems like this is going to be a very challenging week for Scorpios, but just remember that it is one that is bringing you towards your healing. And whatever coping mechanisms come up for you this week, Scorpio, it is to get you in better alignment with your emotional center or with your emotional manifestation of feminine. If you are a Scorpio who would like to get more insights as it relates to trying to get into that center, you can book a private personal reading with me on my website, graystrega.com. My readings are done over Zoom with the option of recording sent to you. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you go to pay. We are going to continue right now. Hello, if you're joining us. We are doing the tarot astrology of all the signs. I'm going to name off all of the signs that I've done so far. If I've already done your sign, never fear, because they will all be available live on my YouTube channel at the conclusion of this live. And you can find the link to my YouTube channel in the link of my bio. All right, guys, so far we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, Virgo, Scorpio. The next sign we are doing is Capricorn. If you are a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. If you know a Capricorn sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live so they don't miss their reading. What is coming up this week for our Capricorns? Can I please get 3 cards to clarify? We've got the first 2 already out. Can I please get one more card to clarify? One more card, please. Whoop. All right, we've got 5 cards coming out for Capricorn. We're going to read all of them because that's what we do. So the cards that are coming out immediately for Capricorn right now is I am seeing here, and we often see this occurring with the Capricorn energy. There is something right now that is extremely chaotic that is occurring around this Capricorn energy. I swear, this always happens with the Capricorns. I feel like this only happens when I draw for Capricorns. There is something very chaotic occurring right now as it relates to the Capricorns like world or social circle or anywhere that you really put a lot of your time and energy. But what are the Capricorns doing in this moment? The Capricorns are doing what the Capricorns do in this moment. They're finding their strength. So while everything is going, we always see every time with the Capricorns this happens. Every time with the Capricorns, we see the Capricorns going through some moment of chaos, but rather than letting it get the best of you, you are channeling your deepest strength as this chaos starts to unfold around you. And this is going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, Capricorn, because we're also seeing here a Queen of Swords in its reversal. So if you are a Capricorn that aligns to feminine energy, this is really saying that while you are kind of experiencing this moment of chaos right now, you are channeling a deeper strength, but you're also leaving yourself incredibly open and vulnerable. You're putting your guards down. You're really kind of throwing yourself into the thick of it in the middle of this chaotic energy. And I feel that the reason you're doing so is because you're feeling powerful at this moment. So you're being powerful right now, Capricorn feminines, but you're also being very vulnerable. There's something about this circumstance or scenario that even in the chaos, you feel like the solution to it is to become more vulnerable and more open to somehow solve this situation. Now, for the Capricorn masculine, what I'm really seeing here is there's something about this situation that you are channeling your strength and you are becoming stronger in the middle of some chaos. But that's also potentially because you see that the feminine around you is vulnerable and needs your support and needs your assistance as it relates to this, that you're kind of like really kind of coming to the rescue to a point around some feminine energy because you see that they're open to you lending your support in this way. There are two cards there are two cards here that are coming up, but these were the ones that are hidden. And again, this is that stop start that we're seeing around this Capricorn energy right now. Because in one way, this chaos that you're seeing is creating this sense of strength for you Capricorns. It's allowing you to push forward. It's allowing you to like have a path forward that you see. But, and this is where we see that vulnerability point. The vulnerability point for feminine right now, which is why I think you're being a little vulnerable, is because while you are building your strength in this and you're becoming stronger, you are feeling a little uncertain about whether you can use the tools that you see around you to your best advantage. You're definitely going to try, but you are having some feelings of a little bit of self-doubt that you can do it all alone, which is why I think you're leaving yourself open, because it's almost like I feel like you're like, I'm willing to take this on, but I'm willing to take whatever help I can get along the way. And that's why you're leaving yourself in this place with the Queen of Swords in its reversal. Whereas for the masculine energy, what I'm really seeing here is this is forcing you to push through your own anxieties as it relates to your own doubts and fears. What I'm really seeing here is even though you may be doubting yourself if you're a Capricorn masculine right now, you're really forcing yourself forward because you're really in a place where you feel like the world needs you right now. Not only does the whole world around you need you, but particularly the feminine energy around you is definitely one that needs your support. And this is what's allowing you to kind of push through this anxiety you have about your own abilities because you're like, just feeling like you need to come to the rescue regardless. Either way, this is feeling like a very powerful week for both the Capricorn feminine and masculine energy because, as we often see, even though there is some chaos around you, you're not letting it prevent you from finding your own resolve of courage and moving forward in the face of it. So we don't hate it for either energy. Bottom of the deck on this as you go forward, Capricorn, is this is why we love our Capricorns. This is why we love our Capricorns. Because for the Capricorns right now, there is something that does feel like it's gone catastrophically wrong. But it's really for you about really assessing the recovery point and like necessarily understanding right now. I feel like what Capricorns are really feeling is the fact that they understand or they're assessing that they're really kind of doing like cleanup or trying to repair the damage of something that is not necessarily going completely right in their life. And it is this moment of restoration that they have a lot of their focus on. I'm trying to make sure that this gets restored in the best way possible. But this is also where you're driving your energy from. It's trying to clear up this tower of what's happened in the past that needs to be remedied. All of this is saying you are moving forward from a point of strength and power this week in the middle of some very chaotic energy. So we love our Capricorns for that. All right, we are going to continue right now. I'm going to name the signs that we've done so far. If I have named your sign, never fear, because we are doing all of the signs here and they will all be available on my YouTube channel at the conclusion of this live. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn. And the next sign we are going to do is just waiting here, holding, holding. All right, we are going to do Gemini next. All right, we are doing Gemini next. If you are a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. If you know a Gemini sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live with them. What do we have coming through this week for Gemini? Can I please get 3 cards for Gemini right now? 3 cards for Gemini, please. And we're waiting. Gemini, we've got 3 cards for you. I love this energy for Gemini. Gemini, this is coming through right now as a beautiful week for you. The first thing we are seeing is the 3 of Wands. So this is going to be a week, Gemini, where you're really able to start to look forward, look into the possibilities, plan for the future ahead. What do you think is having you in this place? Well, I'm very happy to see that we also see here coming up is the lovers around the Gemini. And what we're really seeing with this is for the Gemini, this is going to feel like a week of like a lot of harmony. I also want to point out this is also harmony of the self. There are certain cards when they come up around certain astrological signs I feel are very important. And given the fact that the Gemini are the twins and we have the 2 here, this is a moment where I feel like the Gemini energy is in deep alignment with itself. And whatever this alignment moment is, this is what's really allowing the Gemini to look forward with clear intentionality as it relates to their plans moving forward. Now, this can also speak very positively around partnerships in the Gemini space right now as well. And this doesn't necessarily need to mean romantic, but it certainly can mean romantic. So if this is hitting you from a romantic point, Geminis, this is saying to me that this is going to be a positive week as it relates to partnerships. And it is the positivity around these partnerships that's really giving you this perspective as to how you want to move forward. This is necessarily potentially partnerships in work, partnerships professionally, partnerships with friends or intimate people. But more than anything, it is feeling the spiritual union with someone. And it is this alignment point that is really giving you the optics to help you build the plan as you come out of this retrograde period. I will also point out that this is a bit double-sided because just as this is giving you the perception on what you want to go forward with and what partnerships you want to align with or what energies you want to align with right now, Gemini, it's also giving you a lot of clarity on what things are not for you. We are seeing this very heavily right now with this Page of Pentacles in its reversal. And what this is really saying is while you are moving forward with intentionality towards certain energies in your zone right now, Gemini, there are other ones that you are just outright rejecting or turning away from, either because you feel like the offers were not beneficial enough for you, or you're just not necessarily aligned to those offers because they weren't giving you that spiritual harmony that you need. So there's a lot of decisions that we see occurring right now around the Gemini energy, both in making the choice to align and drive forward with some energies in one way, but also just downright rejecting or turning away from the ones that you feel were not giving you or offering you enough. But I don't see that this is something that you're really dwelling on too much. This could even talk about some offers that you just were waiting on that never came to fruition. But this isn't something that you're worried about at all right now, Gemini. So I feel like you're feeling this deep spiritual partnership in other areas of your life. And it is this the one that you're going to really be double down and committing to this week as you plan your steps moving forward. Very positive week for Gemini. A lot of plans in place. Let this serve as a reminder, Gemini, that this is a great week for partnerships and finding ways to move forward, that a lot of the things that you try to put into effect this week are going to help you in the most positive way possible, because these are leading to very spiritual, high-minded unions and a real meeting of the minds. Bottom of the deck right now for the Gemini energy, we have the 9 of Cups in its reversal. So as I mentioned right now, there is some energy here that we see that the Gemini is turning away from. And I think that with this 9 of Cups, we're getting some indications why. Because whatever this offer or opportunity was that Gemini has either rejected or that they were waiting for that didn't come to fruition, the true answer for why they didn't is because they did not see they didn't see any of the emotional backing behind it. That someone potentially tried to come forward in the Gemini space with some small tangible offer, But what the Gemini was actually looking for here, you were really looking for something that had its roots, that showed the full breadth of emotional and spiritual opportunity behind it. And you're basically turning away from the energy that is proving to you that they could not offer that to you, and instead turning toward the ones that you truly feel have that possibility and opportunity going forward. So it could feel a little bittersweet for some of you, Gemini, but I also feel like this is such a big accomplishment and this is such a big win that you're really not going to be dwelling on this too much. You're really just, more than anything, just really kind of assessing that whatever offer you're turning away from did not have the full breadth behind it that was really going to keep you enticed or motivated to continue down that path. Thank you so much to our Geminis. And if you are a Gemini who would like to get more information on that, all of that, I mean, I don't know if you need to because Geminis are having such a great week. But if you'd like to book a private reading, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. The link to book is in my bio. We are going to continue right now with the signs. I'm going to name off the signs that we've done so far. If I've already done your sign, never fear, because they will all be up on my YouTube at the completion of this live. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Gemini, and the next one we are doing is Pisces. If you are a Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, tap that screen. If you know a Pisces, sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great time to share the live so that they don't miss their reading. What do we have coming forward this week for our Pisces? Can I please get 3 cards to clarify? Let me just write it down because you guys know me. I need to write it down. Okay. What do we have coming through right now for Pisces? Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. 3 cards, please, for Pisces. That is way more than 3, and they're all transverse. Very interesting week for Pisces. We're going to hit them. There's 5 cards here. What are we seeing right now for Pisces? The first thing we are seeing right now is there is some offer, big offer or opportunity that I feel like you're waiting on right now, Pisces. And either this offer has been given to you and you're not sure about it, or it's one that you're waiting on and you're kind of holding your breath, hoping for it to come in. And the problem is with this energy is I feel that you're not necessarily sure how you feel about it or where you fall on it until this opportunity really kind of evolves around you. And all of this waiting is causing a bit of a blockage right now for the Pisces energy, because I feel like you've got a lot invested in hoping this offer and opportunity comes through. And you're kind of really weighing, and this is the thing we want to prevent. I feel like you're really weighing your own feeling of security or gratitude or comfort, depending on what this is that's coming in for you. So everything is really hinging on this for you right now. And I feel like you're being very ambivalent as you're going through this waiting process for this thing, which I feel that you can like almost like, you feel like it's so close. And this is the thing that's driving you so crazy, because it's so close, but it's not necessarily completely landed for you. Or if it has, you're still trying to assess whether this is a good thing or an overinvestment on your part. I'm also seeing here, right here, that again, this is affecting your plans. And this is going to hit a little differently depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For the masculine Pisces, this is going to feel very preventative in order for you to make your plans moving forward. And you may be kind of holding your breath this week as you wait for this to come through. For feminine, some of this offer or opportunity could potentially be wrapped up with a masculine energy that has not made their mind or has not come forward with a clear plan or a clear project or clear communication. And all of this is kind of hinging on waiting for this to come through, that is causing such a frustration point. And this, when I say that this is causing an ambivalence right now, I mean it's causing a true ambivalence, because the Pisces, I see here that you truly want to rush forward in a direction, but you just don't feel like you have the clarity in order to do so. And I feel like this could feel very, very frustrating this week for you, because we see here so much anxiety and so much desire to push this forward, but also understanding that in a way you feel that you are kind of tied up and your hands are tied until you can have like full optics on what this opportunity is going to be as it comes in. All of this is leading you at this moment to feel disempowered. And this is going to hit a little bit differently depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy right now, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel aligned to. For the masculine energy, this is going to feel like there is some kind of loss in control, that you're trying desperately to get control over a situation, but that you also kind of have to wait because you don't know what kind of control you'll have until this offer truly materializes around you. For feminine right now, this is really speaking to me of a frustration point around the masculine energy in your life and feeling kind of ambivalent towards it because you're really looking at it and you're feeling this frustration point about the fact that this person is not making a decision, and it's making you feel a doubt or doubt this person's own power, and also really scrutinizing this person's power on your life because you're basically hanging in the balance of this person making a determination. So there is a lot of assessment going on. This is going to feel very frustrating for both Pisces, masculine and feminine, this week as you kind of hold through this. Just a reminder though, particularly that even if this offer is something you're waiting on, just remember, Pisces, your worth and value is not tied on what material offers come towards you right now or what offers come through from other energies. This is something that you can create for yourself. So we really want you to hold on to that and not let your own value or the value that you place on your abilities or your life right now really be so contingent on any outside energies at this point. This is really the moment that you have the opportunity to get this energy back towards yourself. And I feel like the Pisces energy is really being challenged to find this moment of balance within themselves, even as they wait on this offer, and understanding that that is not as contingent to wait upon around this. Bottom of the deck right now for Pisces is, this is feeling like a real challenge of your strength right now. This is making you really feel that there is a huge amount of vulnerability, but this is also a huge opportunity to channel that deeper strength, that strength that you find in a moment of vulnerability. So just remember that as you go forward from this point, Pisces, that you can still find your value as you wait for this offer, and you can still find your strength and your power in a moment of vulnerability. And that's where true strength for you is going to lie. Thank you so much to the Pisces for receiving this reading. And if you would like to delve deeper in that, you can book a private reading with me on my website, graystrega.com. Those are done over Zoom with an option of a recording sent to you. The link is in my bio. We are going to continue right now. I'm going to name off all of the signs that we have done so far. If I have already done your sign, never fear. These will all be available on my YouTube channel at the conclusion of this live. So far, we have done Taurus, Leo, Libra, Sagittarius, Cancer, Aries, Virgo, Scorpio, Capricorn, Gemini, Pisces. And the last sign that we are doing for the evening is Aquarius. Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising. Tap that screen if you are here. If you know an Aquarius, sun, moon, or rising, now would be a great opportunity to share the live so they don't miss their reading. What do we have coming through for Aquarius right now? We have 3 cards coming up right now around you, Aquarius. The first one is, I feel like this is going to be a very good week for Aquarius. We are seeing this here. First card coming up, Devil energy in its reversal. So this is going to be feeling like a week of healing for the Aquarius, that and I'm seeing here that there is something that you have fought through over the last few weeks, and you've reached a moment of completion. You've reached a point of healing as it relates to it. There was something you were struggling on. There was some issue that you were really battling with yourself. But I'm seeing here that this is a moment of victory for you as it relates to the circumstance or situation, given the rest of the cards that we're seeing in this spread. And this is a moment that I feel like you have turned away from some coping mechanism, some bad mode of thinking that had you in low vibration, some bad habit, some course that was potentially just really dragging you down into the dirt. Whatever this is, you have conquered it this week. And I'm seeing that here with the next card that we see, the 7 of Pentacles. You are turning away from those more toxic modalities or relationships or modes of thought, and you are putting your energy and time into the things that you see are trying to thrive and grow and build as it relates to the rest of this year. That this retrograde breakthrough is really a moment that you are reinvesting in yourself and your work and your projects and the things that you truly want to bring into fruition. And this is going to feel like a real accomplishment this week, because it's really going to feel like a returning to work, returning to the matter at hand, some toxic situation moving into the past. And this is allowing you to kind of redouble your attention on the things that matter right now. in your tangible space. And I also see here that when I say that this is an accomplishment this week, I mean it's a really big accomplishment, particularly because the next card I'm seeing here around this Aquarian energy is the Seven of Swords in its reversal. So what this is really saying is I feel that there was a point potentially happening around this devil energy in the past where you started to think about going back to some situation or circumstance that has only hurt you in the past, Aquarius. And what the Aquarius have really discovered or determined right now is there was an intentional decision that you have made not to open up something that has caused you a lot of pain in the past, that you have now determined would only cause you a lot of pain to kind of readdress or retackle. And it's this moment of allowing yourself to say, no, I'm going to leave those harmful things in the past. I'm not going to return to those things that have only caused me pain. And that is what's allowing this beautiful moment of healing for you right now, Aquarius. And this is also giving you this lightening of your load and this ability to kind of make the intentional choice, not to kind of like, I want to say like open a Pandora's box, if you will, is what we're seeing here. And instead redouble your efforts on what you can change and adapt and grow in the here and now. We love this for the Aquarius energy because this is really saying that there's a huge accomplishment and a returning to the things that you're trying to grow and support and thrive this week. Bottom of the deck for the Aquarian energy is Ace of Cups. This is saying to me that whatever this was, whatever situation it was, what you've really determined is you need to take care of yourself first. That there is something here about taking care of your own self, taking care of your own mental health. And you're basically making the choice right now to say that whatever this was not going to be healthy enough for you. And this may have even brought your attention to a need to take better care of yourself in the here and now. That potentially whatever this was that you were tackling with, this was giving you a lot of grief and anxiety. And you may be deciding right now to put it down because even considering returning to something that was hurting you was already causing so much emotional turmoil that it was already having an impact on you. So we see here this addressing or this need this week to really turn your attention back to your own health, to your own emotional and physical healing right now, even as you recommit yourself to the things that you can change and adjust in the here and now. So really make sure that you're taking care of yourself this week, Aquarius, because I feel like whatever you were struggling with or battling with as it relates to whatever you conquered did take a toll on you. And there is this moment that you need to kind of take care of your own self and your own emotional and physical health as you recover from like whatever this battle is that you were fighting with yourself that you've now decided that you have kind of like reached this point of success with. Well, guys, thank you so much. That is all of the signs. Just a reminder, if you missed your reading, never fear. These will be available on my YouTube channel. I will be concluding the YouTube now. For anybody who's joined us, I hope you enjoyed this week. We will do this again next week. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, Strega.com. I wish you a beautiful night, my YouTube subscribers, and I will see you again doing this next week. Take care. And hello to my TikTok collective. Thank